YouTubers and all you viewers interested in bowlers. You must be interested in bowlers if you're watching this anyways, so your lens is dirty a little bit. There you go. Now, I just got all the outer panels installed, the vents for the fridge, and well, stove, I guess. Maybe these are both for the fridge. Anyways, I got those screwed in. And I'm just waiting while that noisy car goes by. I got the valves in. This one is for the shore power. Power cord goes there. This is for the city water. So you can put a hose in here, and it supplies the faucet. This one is actually the drain for the sink. So if you're not on city water, I guess you hook your same city water hose up to this one, and then you can just drain it down. And as far as I see, that was the original way it was done, because these are the only two holes. These are the original ones. Now what I have here is, if I can show it to you with one hand without dropping it, this is the water tank. So it's got the fill, and the little hole inside on top there is for the air return. Now this used to go over here, because the water tank was underneath the seat here. I'll show you it inside, but it's filled over now, and that may work to my advantage actually. The previous owner did that. That may be okay, because I'm not gonna get another RV fresh water tank in the side of the camper. So I may actually want to remove this somewhere and put this fill tank maybe over here. I'll show you what I'm going to do, and I got a couple of options and dilemmas I'm working with here. Better get my screws here before I kick them. So by the time you watch this, I'm sure I will have figured out exactly what I'm doing. But I'll show you. See, where can I set you? Show you what I'm doing here. I'll put you back up in the storage bin up here. Okay, so got this jerry can. Well, it's a jerry can, but it's a water approved jerry can. Water blue or green or whatever this is. Desert Patrol. This is a 6-gallon, 23-liter water container. So instead of paying $500 for an RV freshwater tank, you know, whatever they are, I don't need one that large, and it's expensive. This was maybe $23 or something. I can't put this in the side well because it's too shallow. If I put it on its side, I'm not seeing how I can really make that work as a water tank, because there's a hole here I think I'd have to plug. But what I was thinking was maybe standing this down here, just below the sink here, and putting a fill hose in here, and also the draw hose for the sink, and then the vent could simply be, you know, this piece left off here. And that would just sit there. Or if we need to fill it out, instead of filling it up from the outside, I just take the lid off, carry this to the water spigot, fill it up, bring it back, and shove it back under the sink. Put the lid back on it that has its hoses drilled into it, and then we're away to the races again for fresh water. Technically, I'd only need one draw hose for the pump. The fancy bit would be is if I added a fill hose in here, so that I could then put this guy on the outside and be able to fill it up from the outside with the hose. I don't really know if that's necessary, to be honest. It's almost easier, rather than bringing a hose all the way over here, at least at my house where it is, it's almost easier just to take this empty guy out, fill it up, bring it back, put it back in. And it might be a little more versatile, less holes, although I always like the idea of using the old classic attachments. I may just put this back on just for the look. just so I have it there and it looks authentic. And now, that's well and good if I want to put that under the sink. It seems to fit there, and the door would close on that, so that's good. And I can move it up over under the sink over here. Problem is, the fridge used to go there, and I'm thinking what I may do is put our cooler in there. Now this is a 12 volt. This is a 12 volt, 110 volt cooler. It warms and cools actually. It's a Moby Cool unit from Canadian Tire. I have run it off my solar power. It's a decent cooler. It kind of keeps stuff cooled, you know, to 20 degrees below ambient temperature, which is, you know, it's better than a poke in the eye. It's not perfect. It's not a Dometic for sure. But if I want to put that in there, then I may not have room for my water tank. So I've not actually tried this yet. I don't know how or where this is going to fit. So it might fit all the way in. Let's try it here. Maybe, maybe not. I think it might just barely fit. Alright, I'll take it out so you can see that. So it fits, but now that I see that, there's a refrigerator where the top opens. That is obviously useless as a fridge. So that's not going to work, but that's good news. Because I wouldn't have had room to put the jerry can in beside it if I then tried to get this in there beside it. So I'm going to take that out and try and stand it on end, more like an upright fridge instead of a chest freezer. And let's see if that works any better. Whoa, barely. Gotta move the short cable out of the way here. That does not fit. Now, the option is if I take out the drawer, it's just a little too tall. That is very unfortunate. I guess I could put it on its side. There's one more way I could put it, but it would be very nice. I was really hoping it would kind of stand on end, and that would be the best way for it. That's way too high to get that in. That's really too bad. Now, that solves one question. I can put the jerry can in there, the water can. I can put that in there either way. So that's good. I think I know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it right where the cable is behind the behind that extra door there. And that should sit right there. It'll sit right under the sink, so it'll be in perfect perfect spot. It'll run a short hose. I think that'll work. I don't know if I'll do the fill. I mean, I could make some shelving in here and put a door on it. But so what do we do with the cooler now? And that's always the issue. Where does the cooler go? So, what do you guys think? Another option is, there's always 14 different ways to skin a cat. The other option is to buy a bar fridge and put a compressor bar fridge in there. And a compressor bar fridge would actually consume less electricity, less solar power than this guy, which runs off 12 volts. And that's because the compressor fridges have a duty cycle, 70% or 60% or whatever. 60% of the time they're drawing power, and the other 40% they're shut off. Whereas this runs 100% duty cycle, 100% of the time. If it's rated at 4 amps, which I think this one's rated at 4 amps, it's drawing 4 amps 24/7. Every hour it pulls 4 amps out of your battery, basically. So this isn't super efficient. Not at least as efficient as a compressor-based one. So I could just get a cheap bar fridge, and I should be able to find a bar fridge for $50 off Kijiji or something like that. Anyways, all right, I'll proceed with the water tank with the jerry can there, because I think that's going to work regardless. And I'll show you the update when that one's done.